So I'm not too sure how much I improved in the academy because the other teams are just a lot worse than LCS. So you don't really get pushed. Really, you don't get pushed as much as you do in the LCS scrims. So I mean, I'm just happy that me and Grayson got the time to play in like LCS scrims too, like with the main team against the better opponents, because we learn a lot more from that. And I guess going to academy, you just like kind of realize that you have stuff to improve on, and just like you can keep working on those until I get my chance to play on stage.
This is Azento from Esports Heaven, and I have here with me Svenskeren again from Cloud9. And are you the cleanest Lee in NA? Is that?
Maybe. I mean, I think there's a lot of good Lee Sins in NA, so I don't really care too much if I'm the cleanest or whatever. Just as long as my Lee Sin is good, that's all that matters.
That was a pretty good game, though. Like you ended up super hardcore carrying the early game. Was it your intention at all, or your team's intention, to pick Lee this game?
I mean, it was just a good scenario for Lee, so we didn't go into the game like, okay, you're gonna play this pick. We just like try to counter pick whatever they're picking, and it just ended up being Lee Sin. So just happy I got to play him, I guess.
So what was weird was that your focus for the game was mid lane, and when you think about just League of Legends in general and the map, mid lane is often the hardest lane to gank. So going into this match, did you have the game plan of just ganking mid, or what was going through your head for that?
I mean, for the draft, we ended up getting Lee Sin and Syndra, which are just super strong picks. I remember me and Bjørsten used to play those back in like 2016. Like, we would play those so much because the two ultimates together, you can pop anybody, just fall dead. And I think this game against TL, Grayson was just like Golden Glue was just having a lot of priority on mid, and he was chunking him out constantly. But usually you can't really gank, but we were just able to tower dive him. So just credit to like Golden Glue for that.
Okay, yeah, because Reaper had been talking and saying that you both have been kind of scrimming together with the team, and then it was Jensen and Blabber scrimming together. So how has that dynamic been in terms of being reincorporated into the team during scrims?
I mean, it's pretty smooth because me and Grayson are just playing in the academy, and then we're playing together on the LCS scrims too. Like whenever we like split it in the day, so it's pretty smooth, I guess. It's just the bot lane is different and the top lane is different, but I think on the main team, the side lanes are more like calm, I guess, than on the academy team where they're a bit more aggressive. So it's like we can have more time to play around mid on the main team, whereas on the other team, then there's more chaos in the game. So it's pretty smooth changing. So
do you feel like you're learning in academy as you've kind of had a couple weeks in it already? So, you know, how's your time in the academy league so far? So I'm not too sure how much I improved in the academy because the other teams are just a lot worse than LCS. So you don't really get pushed. Really, you don't get pushed as much as you do in the LCS scrims. So I mean, I'm just happy that me and Grayson got the time to play in like LCS scrims too, like with the main team against the better opponents, because we learn a lot more from that. And I guess going to academy, you just like kind of realize that you have stuff to improve on, and just like you can keep working on those until I get my chance to play on stage. So what are your thoughts on the current LCS environment and how a lot of coaches are now subbing out players and kind of changing up their roster and everything? What's your take on coaches having more power over their teams now?
Yeah, so it's definitely a new thing for like Western esport, because it used to be like all the players have the power really, but I guess now it's the coaches, like in Korea, where you see in China and Korea there's always like the new players are just always getting subbed in. They don't really care about the the brand of the team or whatever. Whereas in NA, it's a lot of times it's been the brand of the player, and that's why he's playing. So I guess it's fine. I'm fine with it. Like getting swapped out and in depends on your strengths, and it helps you stay like motivated, even though it's a meme or whatever in Cloud9.
Yeah.
But it helps you like with motivation too, because if you actually do get subbed out, it can hurt you as well. But I think mostly it's positive, so you can like really focus on like just try to improve.
Do you think it's maybe associated with North America trying to copy like the Korean style of coaching a little bit?
I'm not too sure why. I mean, we have a Korean coach, so I mean, maybe that's why. I mean, I can't really say for the other teams why they swap up their coaches as well, like swapping players.
Yeah. So what do you think about the one sub rule? Because that's going to become kind of a reality for you and your team, because at playoffs and then also at Worlds, you can only have one sub. So potentially it's going to be, you know, someone from Academy that's being brought over with Cloud9. So what's your take on that in general?
I mean, playoffs in NA is going to be, we can have 2 people play.
Oh, okay.
But for Worlds, it's only 1. So by then we're just going to have to evaluate who's more important. And then we probably still, if we make it that far, like going to bring like more people to like just look at the lanes, so like keep like assistant coach, you know. So like even if we made Worlds and we can only have 1 guy subbing, then probably Golden Glue or me would still go, even though we won't play on stage. Just like assistant coach, the guy we didn't replace.
Okay, cool. Well, that's all I really have for you. This has been Azento from Esports Heaven and Svenskeren from Cloud9. Thank you.
Thank you.
I assume if you made it this far, you probably enjoyed the content. So if you did, subscribe and also check out my other content that's more analytical and opinionated. But otherwise, keep it locked at esportsheaven.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.